Hi everybody, my name is Kenton DeYoung. This is Kenton DeYoung Travel, and today we're doing something very different. Today we're up in the Yukon, and we're exploring the former town site of Canyon City. If you've never heard of Canyon City, that's okay, because Canyon City doesn't exist anymore. It existed for a very small period of time. It was used by indigenous people for thousands of years before it was called Canyon City. And then it was used by gold rush people looking for the gold in the Klondike in around 1898. Now, it kind of closed, disappeared, became abandoned, if you will, around the year 1900 with the creation of two railways on either side of the river. So you see the river here, the great Yukon River here behind me. Now, there's not a whole lot left here, and there is actually a map saying what things were back in the day. So we're going to take a look at the map, and then we're going to take a look at what's left of Canyon City. Here you can see the town site of Old Canyon City. You can see here, so we are up here is the roadhouse, which I'm assuming is maybe those scraps of metal right there. Here we have the tramway office. We'll head there first, and then we'll head up, if there's a road, to the Northwest Mounted Police Post storage, and then to the stable. See what we can see. And then down here we'll see the remains of the Foz family farm. Watch our step. So there isn't much left, and as you can see, just by looking around, there really isn't that much left. All we really have here is a couple wooden stools and a nice bench to sit down on after doing the hike to get here. If you want to get to Canyon City yourself, it's a 1.1 or 1.5 kilometer hike from Miles Canyon, which itself is only about a 6 kilometer drive or walk from downtown Whitehorse. So it's not that far of a distance. If you can't get a car, there is no public transportation down to Miles Canyon, so your best bet is just to call a taxi, and they do the trip all the time. It costs about $20, super reasonable, and the area is absolutely beautiful. You have the lake behind me, the river, Yukon River behind me, and you have all the boreal forest around you. It's a really beautiful place to see. But enough of that, let's go check out what is left of Canyon City. Here you can see the Canyon and Whitehorse Rapids Tramway Company. Now, you might not have recognized this spot on the map, but it was right beside the stable. So we actually went to the completely wrong spot we were trying to get to. But then again, there's not a whole lot here to mark our locations. According to here, you can see these reproduction tram cars are parked next to the site of Macaulay's stable. You can see that the building depression and difference in vegetation marks the manure pile. Piles of thin wire bound the hay was brought in its feed for the horses. So we'll take a look, see if we can find it, but I have a feeling we won't be able to, because I apparently bypassed several buildings to get to this location. Oh, shit. Watch where you step, always. Again, another one. Watch where you step. Jeez. I'm thinking here, this bit of a depression. This is it. This is where the stable was. Okay. Well, I guess this is the stable. We'll see what else we can find. This is interesting. Looks like a pile of old tin cans. On the map, it just says this as like a little red rectangle, so I don't know what it could be, but it must have just been like a garbage site or something. But these tin cans must be over 120 years old, maybe 130 years old, from the Gold Rush. Pretty cool stuff, but it's just garbage, really, so we'll keep going. Well, I'm not totally sure where the Blacksmith Shop is. I think it's somewhere in there. I took the path by the railroad area to get here, but as you can see, it's not exactly the most visible path. And I know over there is the pile of garbage I just saw, but I don't see any blacksmith shop. But then again, I don't see any other buildings, so I'm just gonna say that's where it was. So we're gonna head back to the main town site. Future viewers, if you know if I can find the blacksmith shop, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe you can't see it, let me know in the comments if it actually is there, because couldn't see anything. Oh, tripped on that thing again. Oh gosh. Unless otherwise, I think this is where the farm used to be. There's like a little wooden thing there. Makes me think it's where it used to be. But we'll keep walking this trail, otherwise it loops right back to where we started, so maybe we'll see more. I don't know. So far, there hasn't been anything left of this, of Canyon City. I'm thinking this is where the tramway office used to be, judging by all the smaller trees and maybe a slight depression in the ground. It's hard to say. There's really nothing left of Canyon City. I think this is like, because this trail's right here and right next to the river. So I'm thinking this is where it must have been. It looks like a pretty big building on the map, but nothing here. So just to clarify, these buildings weren't like burnt down or anything like that. They were just, some were dismantled and some were relocated. Probably up more towards Whitehorse. But yeah, it was probably here because you can kind of see the grass a little bit shorter and a bit of a clearing. Yeah, nothing's left. I'm going to guess that this pile of metal here is where the old RSMP building was. Looks like there used to be a fire here actually, but this is about the location because you can kind of tell because the ground is clear here. And it's not that far from where the roadhouse used to be, which we think was around there. And there's a bit of a depression over there too, makes me think that was where the cabin was. And on the map there's another building there, which makes sense because of the way the trees are. Well, you really can't tell. You really can't tell. If it wasn't for that map, I wouldn't think anything is here. So that's a trip to Canyon City. I'm not really sure if it's worth the hike down. I'm going to say it's not, but hey, maybe you think it might be. I don't think I'll be coming back to Canyon City anytime soon. Kind of disappointed. I was kind of thinking it'd be more like a Gray Owl's Cabin type thing with maybe some buildings, or maybe more like the Moose Jaw Zoo with some like walls at least to know where things were, but nothing. There's nothing here. Well, I guess there's that tram car thing back there somewhere. Yeah, it's behind me. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. So besides that, that's nothing really in Canyon City. And you can probably tell it's getting dark out, so I have to get going because it's still a 1.1 to 1.5 kilometer hike out of here. And then a 7 kilometer hike, 6-7, back to Whitehorse. So, as always, my name is Kenton Young. This is Kenton Young Travel. And I'll see you next time, wherever that is. Bye, guys.